Hi, my name is Latoya, and today we will review how to update content in your onboarding process. There are 4 steps to updating content in your onboarding process. Step 1, duplicate the initial content item. Step 2, update the duplicated content item. Step 3, activate the new content item. Step 4, update the task pointing to that content item. Note, for PDF updates, you will want to create a new file-based item since you're not able to duplicate PDF content. So in the zone, I'm in my user-defined forms area. What I'm going to do is I want to update this HR witness policy acknowledgement. So I'm going to duplicate this content item. It's going to create a new version. I'm going to select my new version. I'm going to update the code because the codes have to be unique. I'm just going to call it version 2, and you can keep versioning or however your organization decides you want to distinguish from one item to the next. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to update my content. So whatever that new amendment or new verbiage is for that policy or form, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Once I have my updates made, I'm going to save this new content item, and then I will activate the new content item. Once we have updated the task related to this content, we can then come back to our user-defined forms and deactivate the old version. Deactivating the old version does not impact current new hires that you have going through the process. They will still be able to complete the required document without any issues. Anyone who started from the point where I update the task will get our new version of our content item. So I've completed my user-defined form. Next up, I want to load the associated new PDF document that I've tokenized that matches the new policy that I've updated. I'm going to create a file-based document because, like I stated earlier, we are not able to duplicate PDF content. I'm going to give it a code. Again, we like to do versioning, so I'm going to label it version 2, give it a name. And then I'm going to browse and locate my content item that I've just created. Save that. And then I'm going to activate my new PDF document. Once I have my new content item created and activated, and if applicable, my PDF created and activated, I can now update my task. So I'm going to go back to my task definitions. I'm going to locate my task for my HR policy. I believe it's called HR policy. Let's just do HR. Okay, so here is my HR policy acknowledgement task. This is the task that is currently in my onboarding process. I'm going to go into this task. I'm going to edit the properties. And under related source, I'm going to update that related source to point to the new version of this form. So here I have both versions. I'm going to select the version 2, the one we just created, and I'm then going to save that task. So now what I've done is I've updated my task, which will also update the onboarding process. So whenever you have content that you need to update, a new version of a policy, a code of conduct, an employee handbook, whatever that looks like, you don't have to create a new process to update that content item. All you have to do is duplicate the initial content item, make any changes or amendments to that content item, activate that content item, and then update your task definition that points to that new content item. That will keep your historical integrity in place. If I was to just go to that content item and start overriding, then anyone who had completed that content item in the past whatever they signed off on in the past would then be overridden with what I've updated. That's why you always want to duplicate the content item and then update the task so that you keep that historical integrity, which means that anyone who has completed that content item previously will get the old version. Anyone that started will get the new version of that content item. I'm then going to go back to my user-defined form, and now that I've updated my task, I can now deactivate my old version of the content item. Again, deactivating the old version does not prevent anyone who's currently in the process from being able to complete that content item. It just deactivates it so that you know which one is the most current, and if someone was to create a new task for this content item, they're not creating the task using the incorrect version of that content item. Same with the PDF document. Under my task definitions, I would go in, locate the PDF version of my HR statement, edit those properties, and then under the related source, I would then point to the new version of the PDF that I just loaded. So again, under related source, I would look for my new HR policy. Here is my version 2 that I just created. I would select it and then save it. And again, anyone from this point forward would get the new version of that PDF document. Anyone who had gone through the process in the past would get the previous version of that PDF document. Thank you.